All right, good morning, tribe, and welcome to the Donut Shop at the beginning of the world. I am your host, Dr. Mark Merriweather Vorderbergen, coming to you live from the front of my house on the porch again because it's raining here, and my computer doesn't like rain. Rainy Monday, but you know what? I think we need it. It'll be good. It'll be good. I'm sitting. I'm sitting in a chair rather than standing. Normally I try and stand because I figure it's maybe healthier. I'm tired. Hey, Kimberly, good morning. Happy Monday to you. It was a very good weekend, productive and everything. Hey, Aaron, the class up at Uncommon Bees was canceled. And so, hey, Bernice, hey, Corrine. Oh, wow, Corrine, back at work for a 12-hour shift. Yoza. Hey, Kimberlyn, rain in Midland. Awesome. All right, Melanie. Good morning. This is the last morning I will be joining you, leaving for orientation later today. So, yeah, you said you got the job with Snyder Trucking? You're going to be a truck driver? Hail to the truck driver, truck driver, truck driver. Hail to the truck driver, Melanie. Cool. Hey, good morning, Christine. Sorry, a bug just flew into my glasses. Okay. Good morning, Christine and Charles. All right, now I'm getting my groove back. People are here, hanging out. Yeah. Hey, Sherry. Good morning. So how are they doing? Uncommon Bees. A little rough. So their main vehicle, the engine block or engine head part on it cracked. So it's repairable. And actually, Kenneth can probably do the work himself. It's just a matter of getting the parts and so forth. So for a week and a half, they have two vehicles, and the storm knocked both of them out. And then someone was able to come and take them to get the parts they need to get the one running. And so that was running, and now they can use that to get the others. But they still don't have water and things like that there. So they're hanging in there. All right. Hey, good morning, Sherry. Whoa, the thing is going down here. Okay, Sherry, good morning. Constant Wolf. Morning from Weirdland Way. I like the name. Otherwise known as our 32 acres. It's snowing and 34 degrees. You have my sympathy. You will always have my sympathy as long as there's any, if the temperature is under 45 degrees, you have my sympathy. Hey, Evie, good morning. Time for school, eh? For Evie there and Tribe. Hey, Kiri, you have water. Woohoo! Water. Is it still green, or has the color gone back to more normal color? So, yeah. Last night, we started at 8 o'clock last night, me and Mrs. Weather and Minnie Weather, and started going over all the financial aid stuff for college, and we ended somewhere around midnight, and still have a bunch of questions and so forth. But at least now we know where to get the answers. Hey, BJ and Bo. BJ McAllister and his best son, Bo. I know your name is Upchurch, not McAllister, but it's a song from my childhood, so leave me alone. Hey, April, good morning. Yeah, we need to talk, April, about getting the Dungeons and Dragons group set up. Wolf, that sounds like a good morning. Got a good fire going, and I'm making coffee. Hey, Tina. Yeah, it's cold and windy, but it's all right. The number of leaves, woo! If you have vertigo, the leaves are crashing to the ground here. So we'll see. Yeah. Oh, Tina. So I was at Tina's place yesterday picking up beef. Beef. I'm going to cook 2 ribeyes tonight for me and Minnie Weather. But their sub house, a bunch of pipes froze, I actually got a call from one of my buddies at my old job at the chemical plant, and their fire suppression system froze and cracked all over the place. And so all their sprinkler systems, basically when the stuff defrosted, the sprinklers themselves were spraying water everywhere, but all along the pipes were spraying water everywhere, and lots of damage there, and lots of delays. And you can't run a chemical plant very well if you don't have fire suppression, because it's a very flammable sort of place. So I felt really bad for them. Oh, okay, at least it looks like you aren't getting rain blown on you, like feed time here this morning. Yeah, well, if I was in the backyard, I would, but work smarter, not harder. When you got farm, you can't work like as smart as you are. You still have a ton of hard work. Oh yeah, so I saw those pictures. Man, I was jealous. Rabbit stew, or sorry, squirrel stew. Oh, so good, so good. Okay, S. Hate to open this can of worms, but has anyone received their power bill yet? Mine was more than double, which seems odd with with much of the power was off. That's a good question. I think it depends a lot on who you are using. Yep. Okay, lots of. I think, yeah, and with the end of Merriweather's World, I want to play too. So I would, if we can schedule a time, or even I'm in. Let's just put it this way: I'm in. If you need a half orc ranger, I'm your dude. Okay. Good morning. Our grocery store still seem empty. Has anyone else noted this problem? I haven't been to a grocery store in a long time, so I personally don't know. But I've heard, there was all sorts of. Well, so basically the goal of most companies is what's called just-in-time inventory. Just in time. So they don't want stuff sitting around in their warehouse on their property for weeks, not doing anything. They want to get it like in just before they know someone's going to buy it, and then out again and just replace it. So just in time. So for that to work, everything has to work from the farmer's field, up to the grocery store, the packaging manufacturers, the labeling, the shipping, all that sort of stuff. So it's a very complex system, and if you get a glitch in one part, it has shockwaves through the rest. And so I think the just-in-time inventory process is great when you're not in an apocalypse, when everything is going fine, but as soon as you start getting anything glitchy, it all goes to hell. Yeah. Heard about several houses burned down somewhere because the water froze and the fire department didn't have water to put it out with. That'd be interesting, considering how, like, if they're going from fire hydrants, then the pipes are deep underground, and those didn't freeze. The pipes that the fire hydrants are attached to are like 8 feet underground. But there could have been other issues with water pressure, is more likely what happened. Yeah. So like when the water towers can't fill because they just use they pump the water up to the water tower, and then the weight of the water forces it down through the pipes and everything. So yeah, if there was no water pressure, yeah, you don't have water to put out the fires. Yosa, which is why everyone should have fire extinguishers. Yeah, it was bizarre when he turned the water on and it wasn't coming out of the kitchen faucet, but I could hear the water running. Walked out and yep, it was definitely running all from the base around the house. Okay, here we go. Fridge ice maker motor burned out years ago. One of the leaks was the water hose to the fridge. Explains why the kitchen floor was flooded. Okay. Hey, Cleo, you're traveling? You're up in Missouri? Have fun. the show me state. Yeah, we're trying to figure out a date. The problem is I'm pretty much booked up now until June, and so squeezing something else in is tricky. But yeah, that sucked. I went like 8 years before I ever had a class canceled because of weather, and now it's happening fairly often. Cool. All right, your girlfriend definitely wants to join in D&D. All right. No pressure on you, April, but pressure. I need a better stand here. Okay, what's the best place to learn and prepare for D&D? Go on YouTube. YouTube is the university of the world. Just look up how to play D&D. Tips on role playing D&D, that sort of thing. And start there. Whenever I'm trying to learn a new skill, let's see what YouTube says. Hey, good morning, Melissa. Oh, okay, Lori, you're in Missouri too. Cool. Okay. Austin Energy has set rates, so I don't think mine will go up. Yeah, I don't think so either. A lot of we got an email from our provider saying, hey, you might have heard of all these horror stories. Don't worry, you have a set rate. It's not going up. So that's good. Okay, Deborah, should we feed the honeybees? They were landing on me yesterday, and I am not a flower, but you are sweet. I don't know. I've seen recommendations online about putting the bowl of sugar water out there, with marbles, so the bees can land on the marbles and stick their proboscis down into the nectar or the sugar water. If uncommon bees were here, they would be a better answer. I'm thinking probably, yeah. It's not going to hurt anything, I hope. The key, very important though, is you want to make sure you clean the bowl and the sugar water and all that at least once a day, so that you want to clean it and sterilize it, so you are not growing things, bacteria, fungi, whatever, that can tag along back to the hive with the bees. So like a lot of flowers and so forth have natural antibiotic properties that prevent a high bacterial growth that will then bring the bees will bring the bacteria back to the hive. But a bowl of sugar water, that is just waiting to form all sorts of gunky things. So if you are doing the marble sugar water bowl bee feeder thing, every day take it in and clean it well. Okay? You do that? Cool. Hey, good morning, Johnny. Oh, Corrine. Here in the Tyler area, the water company turned off all the water. Ew, that ain't good. It's off now? That makes me think either they are trying to do a bunch of repairs or some sort of contamination got into it. Okay, I've been trying to find the best plants for bees and hummingbirds. Any suggestion? Just a simple wildflower mix. When you say best, it's better to have a diverse collection of flowers that bloom all summer long, rather than like 2 or 3 that are really good for nectar. Now, that being said, the Turk's cap will bloom all summer long and supply flowers for flowers for the hummingbirds in particular. I don't know if the bees do them so much, but go to seedsource.com, the Native American seed, and they have different wildflower mixes for different parts of Texas. And so, find the one for the East Texas and just go with a bunch of different, a mixture of wildflower seeds and put them down. And that way there should always be some flowers available for the bees. Got it? All right, we got another D&D player. April. Not the month, April, the person. Oh, okay, during the storm. All right, I thought you were saying they shut the water off like now for some reason. Hey, Mike, good morning. I knew you would hit them off. All right. Tina, I've been a huge Wazoo fan for quite some time, Wazoo Survival, but now I'm super enamored with Wazoo Truck Trailer and the Misses. I wanted to so bad to say it's not rocket science, but she's a rocket scientist. Yeah, they're a great couple. They're a great couple. And Nick Blackman and Kristen Smaltz Blackman, and the baby were up camping last week, and then they met us at Tina's place because they got 1/3 of the cow too, steer, 1/3 of the steer, and they had their travel trailer adventure rig with them because they've been out travel trailing adventure rigging. It's awesome when you get like two NASA engineers building a travel trailer for off the grid type living. Instead of sending people into space, they're just making sure they got what they need on the ground. It's awesome. I'll just leave it at that. All right, but yeah, solar panels and the whole work. Hey, Dad's here. All right. Good morning, everyone. Beautiful sunny morning here with about 2 inches of fresh snow. It will be a sloppy day. Yeek. More snow. Oh, well. It's probably, excuse me, taco burp. Yeah, it's probably leftover. It's probably very beautiful. My mind focused on the tacos there for a second and leftover taco meat and mixed it in with my egg this morning. But yeah, 2 inches is probably pretty. Today they got to get the ice fishing houses off the lake now in Minnesota, don't they? Eek. All right, in regards to the energy, Aaron, I think maybe it could be the plan you choose. Fixed versus variable rate. Though if you didn't have power, it doesn't make sense to pay for power that day. That's why I like Reliant. I get a weekly report of my usage by day and was able to verify I didn't use anything on the days I didn't have power. Yeah, that's a nice service from Reliant. We have that set up too, where you can kind of track your usage. And so if it's starting to get a little high, you can start, cracking down on the kids to turn off the lights and all that sort of thing. Most definitely. Do not pull any dandelions. Leave them for the bees right now. That is true. Okay, cool. There was a post on Uncommon Bees about feeding the bees, so we need to check that out. Hey, Jonathan, up there on the northern border of Texas, defending us from Oklahoma. Nah, Oklahoma is awesome too. Okay, I have a confession. I don't know what D&D is and how to play. So D&D, it's what we call a role-playing game. An adventure, and what it is there's 2 sides to it. There is the person who crafts the world and the adventures. They are known as the dungeon master, and they run all the monsters and all the encounters and so forth. And what they do is they set up a scenario, like some king needs some magic potion, otherwise he's going to die, so he hires this band of adventurers to go and find this potion. And then the players, like I mentioned, half-orc ranger, you take on different persona. You create your character. There are different classes, like you can be different types of wizards or different types of fighters or thieves or assassins or clerics or druids or things like that. So different jobs and different races, and they give you different abilities. And then the players, start out, the dungeon master explains what's going on, what they see right now. Then the players decide what they're going to do, and then the dungeon master explains what happens based on the players' choices. And then if there are a lot of stuff is decided by randomly rolling different dice. So the players can't say just like I kill the monster. It's like I fire 2 arrows at the monster. How much damage does it do? Or do I hit, and how much damage? And you roll the dice to see if you hit. You roll the dice to see how much damage you did. And the battles go that way by rolling different dice, and then the dungeon master rolls the dice for the monsters as they attack you. And then usually there's mysteries and puzzles, and it's like playing a video game back before there were video games, but it's all done just on pieces of paper and rolling dice and verbalizing and acting out what's going on. So imagine, if you like fantasy novels, Lord of the Rings or anything like that, kind of playing through it. And when I say playing through it, the dungeon master would be the creator of the world and run everything that isn't you. And then you decide what you're going to do in that, hire the eagles to fly us to Mordor, and the dungeon master then has to decide what the outcomes or the effects of that are. So it's a lot of fun. I like it because it's creative. You get to do a lot of problem solving. Usually, people are hysterical, things like that. So anyway. Yeah, YouTube could probably show you how to do brain surgery. Not that I want to know. Yep. Okay, here we go. Here is the word from Uncommon Bees, the top bee producers. Uncommon Bee says no. Will cause mixing of bee families and spread disease. Okay. So yeah, the spreading disease part, that's why I don't like bird feeders or hummingbird feeders or anything like that, because people don't keep them clean enough, and so they end up spreading disease. Oh, that's good coffee. I love coffee. Okay, so oh wow, your Turk's cap are already blooming? Mine are dead. Neighbor. That's cool. I suspect mine will bounce back, but right now all the blooms are gone and the leaves are gone. So, all right, and please don't buy bee food, hummingbird food at the garden centers. It has stuff in it they don't need, and it's also cheaper just to make your own sugar water. Yep. Pretty sure the bees and the butterflies don't need the red dye number 5. Okay. Okay, I tried to play D&D when I was younger and had some difficulty. I recently learned I have aphantasia, assuming that's why. I don't know what aphantasia is. That will be my thing to learn today. I'll have to look that up. Okay, bees like the Turk's cap. They crawl into the flowers. Cool. I normally see the hummingbirds and the butterflies around the Turk's cap. I didn't normally see bees, so that's why I was wondering. But usually there's enough other stuff in the yard for the bees. Okay, Dan, it would be better to let the beekeeper feed sugar syrup when they want to. If you feed them syrup when they are making honey for harvest, you'll really mess up the honey. I can believe that. And frankly, it's the wild bees more that you need to take care of. Perfect. Awesome, April. Thank you. I'm excited. Hey, good morning, Stefan. Hey, Kelsey. Hope you get to eat the steer, hopefully. Oh, man. Just boxes and boxes of fresh beef yesterday. Pretty excited. Hey, good morning, Cynthia. All right, oh my God, it's the best. I'm definitely upgrading for my Highlander. Yeah, I like my Forerunner. The thing to remember about Forerunners is they are in that wrong power to weight ratio. So I really think the Highlander would have been better served with a V8. I think they would have actually gotten better gas mileage with a V8 than the V6. The V6 is good, but I use a lot of gas in my 4Runner. Hey, good morning, Jackie. Good morning, Terry. Raining in East Texas. Hey, Roxana. S. Okay, you're on a co-op. No choices. That's a good question, Jackie. Isn't it a smart meter thing? Possibly. Like a. Ooh. Starting to rain more. Yep, eat the fresh baby dandelion leaves, replant the seeds. Most definitely. Yeah, Candace, that's a great way of describing it. Like a choose your own adventure, but with more rules and more freedom to choose. I remember that movie. I saw it. Oh, that was. So I was one of the few kids in our school that played Dungeons and Dragons, and after that movie came out, I got so much crap from people. Yeah, that was really annoying. Okay. Let's see, Bernice. I didn't think I liked that kind of stuff, but hearing your explanation, it sounds interesting and fun. Yeah. If you got the right group, and the key, really, 90% of it being fun, in my opinion, April, it's the dungeon master, the person who's creating the world, and he or she has to instantly be, she has a plan. She wants the adventure to follow kind of the certain route, but because the adventurers are free to do anything, it can whoosh way off this way. And so the dungeon master has to be able to, go with the flow basically and still keep things interesting and be able to do that. So it takes a really creative and quick thinking person to create the world and populate it based on what the adventurers are doing. Okay, Bernice, my Turk's cap isn't dead, but it died back. Already seeing new growth. It's still under a year old, so no blooms yet. Hoping for blooms this year. Hopefully. I need to check some of the things. Oh, how to do brain surgery on YouTube. And then there's a lot of good self-dentistry type videos too. Okay. Siri, I've switched to mud water because I'm pretty sure coffee is causing some heart palpitations and afternoon fatigue. Very likely. I find the trick is never stop drinking coffee. No, that's terrible advice. Don't do that. But yeah, it depends on how you respond to it. The caffeine, it's a stimulant. And so it's it's going to get the heart racing. I have this weird love for Turks. My bedroom and kids' bathroom was full of plants during the freeze. Yeah, I lost a lot of stuff. Well, a lot of stuff died back, but I think it's going to come back too. So we'll see. I think the aloe vera is gone, but a lot of other stuff. Like the post this morning, I was really excited that the Chickasaw plum is actually blooming. It has flowers, which it hasn't done before. So I'm hoping this, finally I'll get some fruit from it. Hey, Henry. Good morning. That's a good question, Deanna. Lily is wondering how long yuccas live, any kind. I really don't know. A long time, I think. Probably decades. If they're not damaged or anything. But I don't know that answer. Sorry, Lily. Hey, Isaac. Good morning. Julie, howdy. Jennifer, hello. Oh, let's see. Ooh, oh my gosh. Speaking of yuccas, so sad to see all the damaged prickly pears and agaves out here. Whoop. Stop. Yeah, the prickly pears, they'll pop back. The agaves, I'm more concerned about that too. That could be horrific. Okay, good. Nick warned me. My Highlander gets way better gas mileage than my Forerunner. Yep. All right, but it is 7:50. Time for the group take. Yay! So Medicine Man Plant Co. That's how I pay the bills. And things like the libido pill, ancient plants for modern issues, because way back then they had the same problem sometimes people have nowadays. And of course, the blood pressure pill for when you're starting to get a little high. The doctor hasn't put you on medication yet, but he or she is saying, if it gets any higher, away we go. The immune pill for maintaining proper functioning of your immune system. Assuming you don't have an autoimmune disease. If you have an autoimmune disease, you cannot take the immune pill because it can actually trigger flare-ups. So, the brain pill with lion's mane, mushroom, ginkgo leaf, and sage. Part of my morning ritual. I love the smell of this stuff. I'm just getting a mouthful of capsules here. And of course, okay, so the liver pill to supercharge your liver. Unfortunately, we're still having manufacturing issues. So we're out. There are no, to my knowledge, there are no liver pills left. Ooh, except for Ricardo Shilly Shally at Herbs. I think he has 3 bottles left. But otherwise, the liver pill is sold out, and we don't expect to have it in stock for at least another 2 weeks. So that kind of sucks. So sorry about that, but damn you, COVID. Oh, cool. My friend's husband is a dungeon master. He has written a book and she illustrated it. It's pretty awesome and for sale online. Cool. You have to get a link. Yep. Well, I was a mad scientist before I played Dungeons and Dragons. It just gave me, if anything, it gave me a creative outlet to stop blowing things up. Oh, cool. Terry, you'll see me at Gator Mounds. That's a great location. Yep, around here too, Tina. The sheep sorrel leaves are perfect right now. And very, very, very tasty. Michelle, late to the donut shop this morning. Busy bandaging up the base of my thumb palm thanks to a strike by RuPaul, my silver leghorn rooster. I'm a vegan, so he doesn't take my threats of freezer camp seriously. Oh, I love that term, freezer camp. Oh, I love that term. That's a great term. Sorry you got attacked by a chicken. Rooster. Yep. Lots of famous people played D&D, Dungeons and Dragons. Vin Diesel, Joe Manganiello, Felicia Day, Will Wheaton, Terry Crews. Who's Terry Crews? I don't know Terry Crews. Is he a football player? Yep. Cold brew coffee has less caffeine, but I forgive it for that. Yep. Where's my own? No. Oh, I forgot my aloe, and it is dead. Mine turned into green jello. My roses look gone, but I think I'll cut them back and cross my fingers. Yeah, the roses will be fine. I strongly suspect the roses will be fine. Yep. Hey, Laura Lee. Yep. Good, glorious Monday. All right, dandelion flowers can be increased by pruning the plants. Pull off the seed heads and stems. Yep, deadheading. Plant the seeds, more plants, more flowers for the bees, more leafy green, mineral dense food for people, and deep, long, organic roots going deep, deep, deep into the soil to fertilize them when they die and rot. Yeah, I was horrified when I discovered this, Melanie. The dark roast coffee has less caffeine than the light roast because I normally prefer the dark, bitter dark roast, but then it doesn't have as much caffeine. So it's like, ee. Hey, Deborah. Good morning. Let's see. Have you ever tried Dandy Blend, the herbal beverage with dandelion? So I've drank a lot of dandelion tea, both purchased and homemade, and yeah, I love it. I think it has a great flavor. So, but I haven't tried Dandy Blend, that specific name, but I've tried lots of others. Oh, wow. Okay, Constance, we had yucca growing for over 40 years. Not surprised. Yeah. So, because of the way the immune pill works, it stimulates the immune system to be more aggressive. And so, the problem with autoimmune diseases is your immune system has decided certain parts of your body are the enemy and aggressively attacks them. And so that's why a lot of times the people with autoimmune diseases are put on immunosuppressant drugs to kind of tamp down their immune system some. So then with the immune pill, it cranks that immune system back up. Yep. And as unfortunately as Tima discovered, the COVID vaccine also triggers the autoimmune disease aggressive responses. Okay. So with autoimmune disorders, would you consider type 1 diabetic autoimmune? Is that where the immune system is attacking the pancreas and the insulin producing parts? I can't remember. If I want to, I know that the one of the diabetes, because the type 2 is where you don't produce insulin for some reason, and then the type 1, I have to think on this again. I know it's Monday morning, and I don't want to screw up. But the Mark scientist part of my brain is saying, yeah, type 1 diabetic autoimmune is a autoimmune disease, and so the immune pill probably shouldn't be taken in that case. But I'm trying to remember for sure. Yeah, Kimberlyn, I know everyone wants me to take elderberry, and then I have to explain why I can't take it. I'm sorry. But yeah, Corrine, I want to say the type 1 diabetes it's where the immune system is attacking parts of your pancreas that produce the insulin, and so it would be considered an autoimmune disease. Pretty much, yep. So I'm going to run out of my liver pills because someone ate a bat. What will 2021 think up next? Don't ask. Oh, actually, if you want to know, where's my phone here? It might be a little late, but I'll show you the. So I know a number of you pay attention to solar flares and so forth. Let me just, I don't know if you can see this very well. So yesterday the Earth got hit by another blast. And again, it's hard to see, but that is where the Northern Lights was visible. So, and how intense the Northern Lights were. So yesterday were some very spectacular Northern Lights up north, like some of the best in probably 11 or more years. So yeah, the sun is waking up. It goes through these cycles of sunspots and no sunspots and sunspots and no sunspots. And when the sunspots, basically those are holes in the surface of the sun that let the more energetic stuff from the center of the sun out, blasting out. It's like the sun is popping zits right now. And if the earth is hit by the white goo from that solar zit, generally pretty things happen because you get the northern lights and stuff like that. But depending on how much of that white goo is coming at us, it can cause damage to the satellites and even the power systems and stuff on Earth. So yeah, so that's what we got to look forward. All right. Okay, it is 8 o'clock. I need to get going. Just want to run down and see. Okay, so type 1, you don't produce insulin. Type 2, you do produce insulin, sometimes not as much or little at all. Okay. That makes sense. All right, at this point, yep, mass coronal injections, aka sun zits. Pop in the suns. Okay, I need to get running. I got a lot going on this week, as usual. But I will be back tomorrow. Oh, and speaking of solar, don't forget, this Thursday on Merriweather's World will be part 1. It'll probably be a 2-part thing, but part 1 of solar power and how to, what you need to know to design a solar, not a solar system, a solar panel power system to run stuff. So check it out if you're interested in solar power. That'll be good. All right. Until then, tribe, thank you very much for showing up this morning. Love seeing you so much. You guys give me the energy to get through my crazy week. Mom, Dad, love you. Always glad you're here. Everyone else, care for one another. That's what gets us through this, because I think we haven't seen anything yet. All right, all. Love you much. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. End broadcast.